Hey, interweb. So here we are, vlog of 12 of 10. We're going crazy. You saw the last one I did on soprano, figured I'll blow a bit of tenor for you. Don't know where we'll go with it, don't know what'll happen. I'll play for a bit, then we'll talk. Got a few things on the notice board. Let's see where we end up. Okay, so it's been a minute, hasn't it? I think the last time you saw me, I was in Brooklyn in my apartment there, but we're now up in Westchester and in a great place, which is awesome. I've got a piano, got drums, and I'm finally in a good place to put some more videos out there of anything anyone wants. I managed to get a website. I've had it a while, but that's about as far as it goes with me and technology. So if you do like any of these videos or you find them useful, please do share them with your friends, with 200 of your closest friends, as Mike Longo used to say. So I think I talked about it in my soprano video. I just want to reiterate here, having the piano, how important it is as horn players, right? Because then if we see a 2-5-1, which I know we always think is a kind of jazz standard building block, but if we know 2-5-1, right? We understand where the harmony is going, but we also understand that what is really important, and perhaps the only thing that is important, is that voice leading harmony of but that's another video. If you want me to talk more about voice leading harmony, certainly can do. But that's classical stuff. There's a million things. I think one of the downfalls for a lot of people is they think that when we hear 2-5-1, they automatically think jazz standards, so on and so forth. That's not true, is it? We know that really 2-5-1 is really labeling the degrees of a major scale with Roman numerals and building harmonic chords on each one of those. So it should transcend, style or genre, which is why the 4-5-1 perhaps is a classical African township groove, whereas the 4 substitutes for the 2. But anyway, I digress. That's fairly basic harmony. Some of the things, what can we talk about today? How about altered dominance into major 7s? Altered dominance to major 7s. So if we were to play that, hopefully you can hear that sounds pretty tense, doesn't it? It wants to resolve, doesn't it? It wants to go to here. Music is, I guess you could say, a series of itches and scratches, isn't it? We use tension and release as sculpting tools. So I often think about an altered dominant, which really is the crest of the wave of tension. And then that lovely resolution. C7 altered. So, what are we doing? An altered dominant is what? Well, if a regular dominant is 1, 3, 5, 7, altered dominant is usually going to have a flat 9, a sharp 9, and a sharp 5. A combination of those, you know. Because actually the 13 flat 9 versus the altered is another thing we can talk about in a minute. So, but let's just say we've got the sharp 9, sharp 5, okay? Those are the altered notes there. So that's really where we get that tension from. So those are the kind of notes I'm going to want to bring out, you know? You can almost get in another world, can't you, really? So if, what was that, C7 alt? The world that I'm really hearing over that would be a kind of A flat. Now, as I was doing that, you'll see there's another video I put a minute ago on soprano, Johnny on soprano. I know, don't laugh, but check it out, because I was talking and I just saw myself doing it then. It's quite funny having the video like this. This is why practicing in front of a mirror is good, if you can withstand the onslaught of doing that. That B to C movement. As we get better, we realise there's a reason Adolf Sax put that side B key on the side, right, to help with things like that. So these are goals, certainly not anything that needs to be removed immediately. But so dominant 7s, yeah, so that's something to think about sort of through all the keys. So it doesn't matter which dominant 7 it is. You can that's another interesting one. Dominant 7s into the minors. See what I did there? I just did the dominant 7 and instead of into the major, which would be that one. Coming into the minor, let's say with the major 7, which is nice. So, altered 7s, very good. I touched on earlier about the difference between an altered 7 and a 13 with a flat 9, which would be this. Right? Can you hear? Now that's super interesting. Now in concert pitch, I've got a C7. I'll talk in concert, it's easier. C altered over that is kind of an A flat triad. And C13 flat 9 is kind of an A triad. Can you hear that? So you could have a nice line, and this is what these great piano players do. They'll incorporate these dominants and these 13 flat 9s to take an idea that might be something like. And then put in, just as a resolution, so altered sevens, right? 13s with the flattened nines. That's the crest of the wave. We said music is tension and release. The crest of that wave, that's the itch. That's where it's itching the most, isn't it? Right here. Would you want to pack up and go home right now? Or would you feel happier if it just kind of just went, okay, right now. There you go. Now conversely, music that just went, well, I think we'd all die very quickly, wouldn't we? Because it would be so harmonious and so chromatically just nothing. After a while, I think your ears would want. It would want a 5 chord. So that would be one piece of advice in my humble proffering of educational information for what it's worth to anyone. Sometimes doing away with that 2 chord is good. It's just 5 and 1, isn't it? 5 and 1. 5 is the crest of the wave. 1 is the calm ocean. 1 is a tidal wave. Yeah, 1 is the ocean. So if I was to take, let's say, on my tenor D major. Okay, that's the mill pond, mellowness. The crest of the wave would be the 5 chord. But that's tame, there's no alterations. The alterations would be. This is the one. Okay, so thinking about tidal wave, mill pond, tidal wave, mill pond. And I think that's where you can get these ideas of then you can take the 5 chord to play into things. So if you had a groove that was just perhaps C, now as an improviser, I can think, oh, I've got my 5 chord up my sleeve. So even though the piano player might just be playing that, there's nothing stopping me going. I'm creating these contours for myself. I mean, I could have just gone. Sure, but I think after a while my ears want that. So one nice thing to practice is if we took, let's say, a C blues scale, right? Okay, C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, B flat, C. But now, if we say that's the mill pond, what's the crest of the wave? It's going to be G7 altered. So I'm going to try and intersperse my G7 altered with my C blues scale to create some tension and give thus crests of waves. I say that, best laid plans. But hopefully you'll hear it. You'll hear I'm coming in and out of... So I'll try and do it slowly. So this is C blues. That would be into the one again. So can you see how I was just doing that, putting it in there? If I did it in time, maybe a bit more, I'll try and give a better example. I'm back to the one again. Okay, so there was a great video by Dick Oates, who's a wonderful alto player. Who you don't know him, you should check him out. He should be on your radar. And he talks about just practicing a calypso. and those of you who have done this, you know it's a great thing to do, right? Because a calypso is just chord 1 and chord 5, isn't it? You could have like a... And you can take it wherever you want. I mean, you could start really slowly and just get the feel of the rhythm. So, okay, not the best example, but practicing that and then take it up another key, go in all different keys. Right? Just work them through. There's 12 keys. They're all here. Doesn't cost any money to pick a difficult, horrible key that you suck at and spend half an hour or an hour working at it, right? I was talking about Steve Lacy's book earlier in the Soprano video I made, and he has a thing. He says, if you find something difficult for half an hour, practice it for an hour. If it's hard for an hour, do it for 2 hours. He talks about playing one interval for 40 minutes, a low B flat to a low B for just 40 minutes. You think how many of us really get inside that level of discipline? Now, as I've said, all these videos I'm making, they're all free. Unless I get 1 million followers and you want to give me 50 cents or something, I don't mind. But it's not about that. It's about sharing information. Music makes the world a better place. There's so many people doing it. There's a lot of misinformation out there, right? We know there's a lot of refaced mouthpieces. There's a lot of defaced mouthpieces. We know the deal, okay? But hopefully what we're trying to do is equip ourselves with the tools to equip ourselves with learning, teaching ourselves to teach ourselves how to learn. No one can do this for us. No one can teach you how to play in the key of F sharp. You have to sit down and you have to spend some time playing in the key of F sharp, right? Now, tangent, but for me that was easy because the first key I ever learned was playing blues with guys in rock bands. So concert E was the first thing I ever had on the tenor, bizarrely enough. But they're all here. Make them all your friends because they are all as equally relevant and valid. I think many saxophone players have certain keys and licks and songs they play. Trying to move that out. Am I brilliant at it? No, not in any respect. But playing things in different keys, taking a standard, working on things, singing things in different keys, finding what suits your voice. I'm going to make a few videos about singing because I've been trying to work on that a little bit, for better or worse, and I can share with you some of the vicissitudes about that. Actually, you might be interested. But that's what it is. The saxophone is the voice, the piano, it's all here. Hopefully we covered a few things today that may be of interest. Dynamics, we've got to think about dynamics, ladies and gents, haven't we? I think so many saxophone players were just balls to the wall as loud as we can. One dynamic, I hold myself accountable and responsible to. But when we explore the tendencies and the poignancies of the sound, especially when you listen to some of those masters. Now, I know it's an aesthetic thing. I might say names and you might say, well, I hate those people, and that's fine. So names are... But I think it's fair to say that human beings take pleasure in beautiful things, right? In symmetry, in things that make the heart feel a sense of gracefulness and calm and peace. Now, that's different for everyone, but that's what guides our aesthetic musically when it comes to sound. But I think dynamics are something, especially if we look at the classical repertoire and the classical book, of just how diligent those players are with regard to triple P all the way to triple F and all the variables in between, right? I think it puts us to shame, and we know that, okay? Up the top of the horn, learning to play quietly. Try that. Try playing altissimo quietly, right? It's a bit of a test, isn't it? I think we all want to go. But what if that was written? And it had to be played triple P. And if we can't play, and I think so many saxophone players have perhaps a huge setup that doesn't allow us to get inside these sounds, right? I always contend we should be able to play low B flat, pianissimo. High F pianissimo. High F at a nice loud volume. Low B flat. And all the variables in between are what make up the music, right? And I think if we genuinely asked ourselves the question, how many of these do we explore when we improvise? Really, do we? Even if we play a line, take it, something like a... We could go... We can start using the diaphragm to start articulating these. Now, I know the first video I made, the one of 10, if you go back on my website, johnnylippiett.com, hashtag hashbrowns, whatever it is, we spoke about using the tongue to help articulate these eighth note lines. But remember, you can use the diaphragm as well when we start thinking about going from pianissimo to forte and how that affects a line. You know, generally a line, the higher it goes, the louder it goes, the lower it goes, the softer it goes. We can start thinking about the diaphragm like that. So we can explore anything you want. But let me know. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Reeds, mouthpieces, straps, saxophones, players, piano. I've got a drum set here. Got sopranos, we've got guitars, we've got everything. Not probably the best person to talk to about technology and computer programs. There's something about the analog side of it that still intrigues me enough to keep me here for a minute. Like I said, when I just play these chords on the piano and I can feel that coming. Just magic for me, and I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to start trying to put some videos back up. I've updated my website, johnnylippiett.com. I'll put some teaching resources up there. They're going to be hand scribbled pencil things, but they'll be PDFs. But anyway, that's how I roll with it. I have one here of all the 5-1s coming into the majors and minors. I can put that up there, and some various other things, but I'm going to put some more stuff up. I'll try and keep these around 20-25 minutes. But let me know what you'd like me to talk about. It's a pleasure being back. Hopefully you can get something out of this. Remember, there's no wrong or right. We're only all ever in the middle. If you asked 100 people out for dinner, everyone would take something different off the menu probably. Same with music. It's about finding what you like, finding your aesthetic, isn't it? Following your own path, your own journey, equipping yourself with your own tools so you can teach yourself. Someone might find this useful, someone might not. Either way, I will say Johnny Lippiett, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. And until the next time, peace out, take care, and I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.